What's been really interesting, the last 5 days, there's been a battle going on in my Twitter mentions that I haven't dived into at all.
Really?
But yeah. But lesbians have been going at it with transgender people in my Twitter mentions. And this is like long going conversations. They're going back and forth and remarkably civil. But what's interesting is all these lesbians, one of the things they've been saying, it's been I dive in every now and then and read some of it and going, what the this is crazy. I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
But that lesbians were trying to say that a lot of the violence that happens in supposed lesbian relationships is actually transgender men to women, where they switched over and then they're beating up their girlfriends. And that they're bringing their masculine, toxic violence into the world of lesbianism, and they're not willing to be honest about it. And there's like this crazy debate going on back and forth. This lady was citing statistics of how many. I
wonder how accurate that is.
I don't know how many women in. Well, she was a lesbian, and she was pretty. Not that you're a fucking expert 100% on facts if you're a lesbian, but but she was pretty adamant.
She was a lesbian who had her
statistics.
lesbian stats like straight. Yeah.
Well, the other thing she was saying, lesbians like women, and that she doesn't know any lesbians that want to date a transgender woman, like that used to someone who used to be a man and is now a woman. She goes like, that's not what we're attracted to. We're attracted to actually women.
Wouldn't that kind of negate the argument, because they're like, if formerly male transgender women are beating up their lesbian girlfriends, then there are lesbians out there.
There are some
that are dating and attracted to these transgender women.
Yeah, it does get it muddy there, right?
Yeah. So she's saying like, we're not into that. It's like, well, your stats then don't back up your argument, because that's clearly what you're indicating. You're saying that these transgender women that were formerly men are dating women and beating them up.
I think she was saying people she knows.
Oh, so like her friends. So like Elizabeth and Sarah aren't into it, so that's supposed to...
But it's like, how else could you know? I mean, you'd have to have like a poll. Like, how many of you gals out there are into eating pussy, like eating fake pussy?
Yeah. That's a wild stat to consider. I'd never thought of that.
Yeah, and there was this going back and forth with lesbians versus transgender women, and then they started getting... Some people started getting hostile. Like, let's just cut the shit. You have a Y chromosome, you're a fucking man. And then it was like, whoa. And then there was a lot of that going on. There was a lot of, you want us to assume, and not just assume, you want us to just go along with the idea that you absolutely are of the wrong gender. And there's no way that you could just be crazy.
Yeah.
There's no way you could actually have gender dysphoria. There's no way you could actually have a mental illness. It's impossible. And that's one of the weird things about any group, right? You're going to have a certain amount of people that are mentally insane. They're going to...
Oh, yeah. Any group.
There's a certain... If you have 1,000 people, there's a certain percentage of those people that are just going to be insane.
Yeah.
But... when it comes to gender, we're supposed to ignore that. We're never supposed to think like, oh,
you're out of your mind.
Yeah, no, you're out of your mind. You're definitely a woman born in a man's body. And
dude, I tell you, I support all the trans rights and everyone doing all this stuff. The only thing that I ever go like, that doesn't seem right, is with athletics.
Oh yeah,
that's the only thing where I feel like, it's not that I don't feel like someone should be able to play any sport and compete, but like when a dude transitions to becoming a woman, and it's like, I play basketball now. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. You have the right to live your life and play, but like, you have all those skills that you developed as a man, and now you're playing against frailer, smaller,
Yeah.
Like that. To say that like you can't bring that up, that's offensive, is ridiculous to me.
Well, especially when it comes to fighting.
Fuck yeah, man.
That was the big one. And that was where I really understood like how bizarre and how
defense is for that?
Yeah. How cult-like this ideology is.
I'd like to see you transition to a woman and fight women.
It'd be a lot of fun.
Fucking to have what, 12 murder charges? That would be the fun part?
It doesn't make any sense.
No, of course not.
The bone structure is so different, and people that deny that are fucking crazy.
I know. That is silly, man.
It's
or like,
different.
what if I like transition, whatever, anyone, a man, and does powerlifting? And you're
Well,
like,
people have done that, and they're winning and breaking all these records.
of course they are.
Yeah.
And why are we not stopping being like, that doesn't
Because we
count.
want to save people's feelings.
Exactly.
And
silly.
what's really fascinating is in the process of being super progressive, you go towards the most maligned section of society, which is like transgender people. And so everybody else who also has been marginalized by society, like women, women get put on they get put in a less protected category than transgender women.
Right.
So a man becomes a more protected class of woman than a natural born woman herself.
That's very interesting.
It's crazy.
It's very true also.
Yeah, it's crazy because all these women that got beaten up by that man who became a woman who started fighting in MMA fought 2 women before ever disclosing the fact that she used to be a man because she said it was a medical issue that had nothing to do with them, which is just shows you how completely insane the logic behind all this is.
Does she still fight this?
She hasn't in a while. But now everybody knows she lost to a woman who
she did.
Yeah, an actual woman who wound up. Yeah, I said actual. Fuck off.
Yeah.
People are like, what? Did you say actual woman?
That's
you
wild.
say that? What did you say?
But that's wild, right? That a woman beat.
She's not good. No, she's not good.
Because she's not a good fighter.
No, she's just strong.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing you don't look at her and think like, oh, she fights like Chris Cyborg or she boxes like Clarissa Shields. No, she's not that unbelievably talented.
Right.
She's just physically way
Super
different.
strong. Yeah.
She's a fucking man.
Yeah.
She's a man for 30 years.
Yeah.
Had children. This was when I knew it was crazy. I got in a conversation with someone and online with this woman was like, she's always been a man. I go, even when she got another woman pregnant and had children with her. And she goes, yes, even then.
She was a woman.
She was a woman. She was a woman that fucked another woman and got her pregnant.
Okay.
What?
Just hang up.
What?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I know.
Like, this is so crazy.
You got to tap out of those conversations.
Like, even Bruce Jenner, when he transitioned to Caitlyn Jenner and then eventually got his surgery, right? Or her surgery, she said, even before the surgery, though, it didn't change anything. I was always 100% a woman. Okay? Then why get surgery?
Well, because you're thinking that gender is just with genitalia. That's your mistake. You personally.
Oh, okay.
And that's the
What
mistake.
is it?
It's gender's not just genitals, it's in your mind.
Right.
So
it's also like facial reconstruction.
That's why you just said something fucking stupid, and I just let you know how dumb that was.
So what is the difference? Someone said that there's gender and then there's biological sex, and that gender is the operating system and biological sex is the hardware.
100% agree. Yeah, makes sense.
Outrage over transgender female weightlifter who destroyed her rivals by hoisting 19 kilograms more than the runner-up. Now she's a contender for the Commonwealth Games.
That's
yeah. Guess what? Yeah. Oh my God! Look at the size
of
her.
What the fuck, Laurel?
She's a goddamn gorilla.
So
made her international weightlifting debut in Melbourne.
It's about 40 pounds more than the second place person.
Yeah. What in the fucking holy hell? Oh my God. And look at the size of her.
Fuck.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you're a biological woman who's been training and working hard all her life?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you have to compete with this?
And you're like, I'm first place, bitch. Like,
and she's giant. Like, look at the size of her head, her formerly male head.
Yeah.
That's a giant woman.
That's just a way to get medals.
Well, it's sandbagging.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of it is.
That's fucked up, man.
That is what a lot of it is.
That's not fair.
And people don't want to admit that.
Yeah.
Sandbagging, if you don't know what it means, is like you would get that in martial arts tournaments. Like, say you would have a tournament, and the tournament would be like for blue belts only, which is like one rank above white belt. And then guys would be like a black belt in judo, and they would enter into the blue belt division and stomp everybody.
Right.
And
they're like, I don't have a belt in that yet.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's sandbagging. Like, you know what they're doing.
Yeah.
and everybody knows what they're doing. You see that shit, and you see there's a lot of that where people just want to win, and the way they can win is by competing against people that are not on their same level.
Sure.
If you don't think that people do that when they switch over from being a man for 30 years and then competing as a woman and not tell them and just start smashing these women,
so
if you don't think
obvious.
there's something in that, then you don't understand athletics, you don't understand competition. You don't understand sandbaggers, and you don't understand the kind of people that wouldn't tell people about that in the first place.
Sure. Yeah.
But they don't want to look at it that way. They want to. Everything has to go through the filter of being progressive. So you have to err on the side of being the most open-minded, the most liberal, and the most progressive.
Yeah.
Which I'm 100% for. If women want to fight a transgender woman, if a woman wants to, I think you should be able to ride bulls. I think you should be able to skydive. I think you should be able to do fucking bungee jumping. I think you should do a lot. You should be able to do a lot of ridiculous, crazy, dangerous shit. You should be able to do flips with BMX bikes. Why shouldn't you be able to fight a man?
Yeah.
Why shouldn't you be able to fight a transgender woman, a woman who used to be a man? You should be able to. If you're a man,
if you're signing up for it.
Yeah, if you're a woman rather, and you're 130 pounds, you want to fight a 130-pound 100% man, no transgender, no nothing. If you want to do that, you should be able to.
Yeah.
You should be allowed to. I don't advise it. I think it's a terrible idea for you.
Yeah.
You're gonna
get pummeled. Well, if it's a good fighter, you are.
There's just, what is this? What's going on here?
Bodybuilder.
What are you showing me, Jen?
It's,
powerlifting.
Yeah, the article says this person can't decide to compete as a man or a woman, and this is what they look like.
They can't decide whether to compete as a man or a woman? That's what he used to look like on the left?
Yeah.
Fucking A, man.
And then, oh my God, he was super jacked. And now he is on the right.
Yeah.
And but he looks like he's still a man.
Says he hasn't transitioned yet. Still lives his life as both.
He lives his life as both.
Yeah.
See, this is where you're seeing that there's some of these fucking people have mental illness.
Yeah.
Like there was an episode of Radio Lab where this one guy, who's also a girl, switches back and forth, and under pressure he changes. Like he's Paul or he's Cindy.
And this is what? On what?
Radio Lab, it's a podcast, but Radio Lab is so fucking left wing, and I love them. They're amazing, but they're so left wing and so progressive that they are unwilling to note and even address the preposterous nature of this fucking person who's like, I just switched. Now I'm Cindy.
Right now?
Now I'm back to Paul. I'm back to Paul now.
In the conversation?
Yes, in the conversation. Like I just turned over. Like, oh, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, you're this special creature that can just go back and forth and switch genders. Yeah. Or are you fucking crazy, Paul / Cindy?
Yeah.